Hey guys, I want to demo the party mode in BMad method. So as you know, recently I enhanced the test architect so that we can do a test architecture creation at the after we create the architecture solution for our project. So I have a simple project. It's not that simple, but there's a dog food project, and there I'm making sure the test architect fits in the flow of BMad in general. And I started it, and then I first loaded the artifact because I had a test design. I had previously created a test design system. I wanted the architect to have a look at it. Like, hey, architect, we have the architecture solution, ARD, we have it, and we have the test design for the system. So we have the test architecture. I want to like bounce it back to the architect and ask, hey, what do you think? And as I was thinking of doing that, I realized now we have a few additional workflows. So we have party mode here, consult with other expert agents from the party. And then we have advanced elicitation and advanced elicitation techniques to challenge the LLM to get better results. I'm like, okay, cool. Let's see if those exist in the test architect. And lo and behold, they are a part of every agent now, right? So test architect with its 9 commands is there, plus help, plus now party mode and advanced elicitation. I'm like, okay, yeah, cool. Let's try this out. Party mode, I want the architect and the test architect taking a look at the test design system and review it. What are your thoughts? And then, oh, these two give it a colonoscopy. So in the party, we have all the agents, but I only wanted to talk to the architect and the test architect. And then first, the architect gave his perspective, and then it was there, and then the test architect gave its perspective. Then okay, it's a bit long, all this stuff, but the one thing that I have considered myself, and I thought maybe it's not a great idea. Um, this is kind of a monorepo, and there are different parts of the monorepo that will be deployable. And then it's asking, hey, have you considered contract testing with Pact for the Nest.js to Next.js backend for front-end boundary? I'm like, yeah, I've considered it, but since this is a monorepo, like, maybe I thought it's not a amazing value add, right? So I asked it, like, why is it useful in a monorepo? And then the architect gives their perspective, and they say, hey, these components may deploy, although it's a monorepo, they may deploy separately. So instead of like, if you deploy one thing, for you to prevent the requirement to deploy everything all at once and have to test it all at once, you can use Pact, and then you can make sure that you can deploy things independently. I'm like, oh, all right, yes, that makes total sense. And then after that, the test architect gave their perspective and then says, I agree with Winston. Here is the testing angle. And then it gives me the testing angle, right? Why pack matters for the test perimeter, all this like, and it gives a few options. I'm like, wow, I love all this. And then, they at the end, they're like, the architect goes in and say, hey, if we go with packed, the pack broker becomes a deployment dependency, make sure that's documented. And then the test architect agrees. If pack feels heavy, for sprint one, you can do just schema validation, and then you can roll out pack later. And I told them, okay, yes, I'm on board with that. And I told, let's try this advanced elicitation. And then, hey guys, like a lot of stuff, right? Come up with a full list for me, and then let's do that. And then they together look at it, and then okay, here is the list of missing things from the architect's perspective, and then here are the missing things from the test architect's perspective, and then I'm like, okay, I agree with this, and then let's work on it. I mean, it is pretty mind blowing to me because what I like doing is I like having different LLMs review each other's work, right? Like if I work with one LLM, I review with the other, like Cloud Code versus Codex or Codex versus Cloud Code. Plus, add something from Cursor or Windsurf to have like a triple thing at the end, right? Like have a consensus. But this is like next level. So within the BMAT, we have all these agents. They each have a different perspective, different persona, different expertise. And usually, right, we invoke them one at a time, and we create some context with them, create some documentation, fit it to the next agent. But sometimes we want to discuss things with multiple agents at the same time, and that's what party mode is like. So we've created the architecture solution, we created test architecture. Now we're reviewing both of those together with these two guys at the table, right? And they are aware of each other's responses, and the agents are talking to each other, and together we're coming up with better and better, more refined solutions. I'm just mind blown how well this is working, and that's what I want to share. Thanks.